Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here with you getting into my weekly check-in. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm definitely excited to have you here. I do several different types of budgeting here and I can kind of flip through the pages and show you what that is. If you're new, I do monthly budgets where I start with my calendar and then I have a monthly budget sheet and I track how much income's coming in and what is going out, and figure out if I have enough money to cover all the spending coming out for the month with the income coming in. I also do paycheck to paycheck budgetings. I only have two paychecks in the periods in the month that we actually track. And then the weekly check-in. This is where we're at today. These are the numbers we're working with. If you follow my channel regularly, you'll notice here that I have kind of changed some of these numbers here. I reduced them in order to fit what we have for the actual cash sitting in the checking account. Everything reflected in this budget is the actual money that we actually have in the checking account. And so I had to lower these and increase this a little bit in order to make it work, and still need to tweak it a little bit more. So we'll have to see how that looks here in a minute. Here I have my daily tracker on what we spend. Usually the stickers I use here fit for one day and I don't have to worry about other days on my tracker, but this time I actually had to borrow a no spend day to cover everything that happened on this Friday. So even though this is a no spend day last week, this week it's helping Friday cover all the transactions that actually happen. I like writing individual transactions so that I make sure I don't miss anything and I understood my spending well. So that is how I budget. Okay, so grocery household. The first thing we have here is on the 13th, and that was Meijer, $35.50. For most of the grocery household items, I'm not going to be able to remember what they are. I have actually been sick this week, not feeling well, so I am going to struggle with that, but that's okay. So I got a couple of things here, handful of stuff here for grocery household, and then over here on the 15th, there were a lot of things that happened. Let's see here. My husband did some shopping for himself. That was $26.67. Same store, same grocery store. We went after church, and I felt so dumb. We bought duplicates of things that I had a grocery order pickup for, which I'll get to in a second. Here on this, when I went inside the store, and that was $50.86. I could have saved myself probably 20 bucks. I just forgot what I had ordered already and I bought it again, which was kind of silly, but now we're all stocked up and it'll be probably in a week and a half from now before we need any of those items again. But there are things that we will definitely consume and it'll eventually get consumed. Sally Beauty, this is where I get my son's shampoo. It's a large 33-ounce bottle of the generic tea tree and it works very well for him. So we got that. And then 5508, those large bottles also last quite a while. This is Amazon, and I have made some purchases. I wonder if I wrote those down. I don't think I did. Nope, I didn't write down what they were, but oh, I do know what one of them is. I do know what the 5508 is. So not only does my son use tea tree shampoo, there's a tea tree brand hair leave-in conditioner for your hair and body, and so that seems to really work well on his scalp, and the combination of those two things really help with the drying and flaking and things like that. So we got that. Let me check these off here, and I ordered a large bottle of that as well, and the price has gone up. I guess over the past year it's gone up by $10. So that's quite a bit. So I might have to figure another cheaper way of getting that, but I can't seem to find that specific combination cheaper. So I'll keep working on that. And then I had a grocery pickup of $150.47. I probably could have cut the groceries down by $20 because I did buy duplicates here and here. Coffee creamer, I didn't need an extra bottle of. It will get used. It's fine. I got 4 extra tea bottles for my husband's work. Didn't need to do that. Maybe a couple other items I forgot, but yeah, it was, I couldn't believe I did it when I did my order the next day. So there's that. We're going to go ahead and total up the grocery household. All right, we spent $339.32 for grocery household. Now when I do grocery household, it's a combination of food that we buy at the grocery store and then household items like paper plates and paper cups and toilet paper and toiletries and cleaning supplies and things like that for the home. That's what household means to me. It doesn't mean decor or those things for the houses. It just means to keep and maintain the home. Now the next thing we have is restaurants. And restaurants I have over here in blue. And we're going to start here. We went out and got pizza, my husband and I. He loves Old Chicago, so we went on a date night and had Old Chicago pizza. We usually buy enough so that he has leftovers for the weekend for lunches, and that's what we did this weekend. And then I had a $25 off coupon from DoorDash, and that allowed me to use with this pizza order. Though in order to meet the $25 threshold to use the coupon, I did have to buy something extra that I normally didn't buy. And normally it's a cheese pizza and cheese sticks plus tip. This I actually added a cookie. Actually it's this pie tin that's a cookie that they bake and cut it into 8 pieces. So that was $16.19 right there. So it wasn't too bad. It's a lot cheaper. It's about half as what we usually spend. And our sons buy the pizza and have it delivered and things like that. So that's part of the money they give us when we are budgeting for our groceries and our restaurants and stuff like that. So it's a family budget, not just me and my husband. It's 4 adults that we're working with here. And they contribute as well as my husband's income. Let's see, the next I have is Burger King. My husband went and got us some sandwiches. I can't remember why on this day. I'm not sure what happened. So I do remember him picking up a sandwich for me and then a meal for him, because all I wanted was a sandwich. And then over here we have $22.12 Chick-fil-A. Normally we would not buy eating out over the week, Monday through Thursday. But occasionally we do. Most time we don't. But this time, this is where I was sick. In the middle of the night, Monday, going into Tuesday, I got sick. I was sick all day. And then I'm still not feeling well. I feel like the end of it, but still not 100% yet. So my husband picked up Chick-fil-A for our sons. And then he went back to Burger King because he loves Burger King. And got him a meal for himself. So those were the 2 eating out because I couldn't cook. And my husband got home. He gets home about 4 or 5 o'clock in the evenings, and when he does, he's tired, and he's usually in bed by 8:30, so it's not a lot of time for him to cook and get ready for bed. So I was just like, go ahead and pick up something, and that was fine. And so the restaurants we spent all right, $115.97. Now we're going to miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is in this green here. And the first thing we got here is Prime Video, $4.05. We actually rented a movie. I rarely do that, but this time we rented a movie. It was $4.05. I think I had $2 or $3 in digital credit from buying Kindle books or audiobooks or something. I don't something. I bought something that had credit and it lowered the price. I think it was $5.99 originally plus tax, and we ordered or rented Ghostbusters, the most recent one, where everything was freezing over. So in New York. And so that was a good movie. I really did enjoy that and really liked it. So that was a movie my husband and I watched together. And then I ordered an album. So September 11th was here the week before. And on around that time, I actually ordered an album and it posted here. So I normally, if I order stuff on apple.com that's outside my storage charges, this, then I put it under miscellaneous. Those are the two miscellaneous items there. And then Amazon here. And this is a split Amazon. I forgot to do my arrows. So part of it was grocery, but the other, or household, yeah, the stuff for my son. This part of the Amazon order is $64.75. Our garage doors need new tracks for the rubber tracks that go underneath them to kind of keep out debris and water and bugs and all the stuff out of our garage. They're probably as old as the garage, and our house was built in the 70s. They may have been replaced once in its lifetime. I don't know, but they're not doing very well. So we decided to finally order some, and my husband found some on Amazon. He hasn't put them in yet, but he will be this weekend. So we went ahead and ordered that. So I'm going to total this up. Okay, so that was $86.81. Now we had no gas and no unbudgeted, but we did have copays. I still have one more copay going on. So we have here Meyer Pharmacy for $13.36 and $14.16. These are my prescriptions. I went one day went early in the day and got one prescription, and then I got a text that the other one was ready. So there you go. So I have two different charges. My son's doctor's appointment bill was on the website, so we went ahead and paid that $25 copay for that for the end of August appointment. And then Walgreens for his prescription, a little bit of his prescription. We should be getting the rest of it soon. And that's it for copay. So then now we need to find out how much we need to pay the credit card, or not pay the credit card. That will be after I do the bills. So now we can go and do the weekly check-in on the previous page. Then we'll do the bills, and then I'll be done. So let's total this one up. All right, so that was an even $44. All right, now I need to go see what bills we had paid. So I wrote down two, and these are the only two that have gone to the credit card, and that was our AT&T bill and our Apple bill. So I have those written there. I'm going to do these. I'm doing this out of order. I'm sorry. I said I wouldn't do this yet, but I'll just go ahead and check them off. $285.41 plus $299. There we go. That is $288.40 right there. All right. Now I can go back to the weekly check-in. Here we go. Now I have all these totals. I can go over here and write down what I need in order to do the balances. Okay, so grocery household, $339.32. Restaurants, $115.97. Miscellaneous, $86.81. And $0 for gasoline, $44 for copay, and $0 for unbudgeted. $44 for copay. There we go. So as you can see here, miscellaneous, I overspent in that, not realizing some of the things we were going to need for the garage, but that's okay. I'm hoping that the grocery household and other categories, maybe even gasoline category, can help compensate for the overage there by the end of the month. If not, we'll have to take out a savings, but we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. So here we go. We have $875 minus the $339.32. That gives us $535.68. I have not paid the bills or paid the credit card yet, but I will be after I film. So when I do, I will check these off. $315.75 minus the $115.97, which is not that bad. Is that right? $315.75, 5. Yeah, okay. $199.60. 78. And then this is going to be negative, which I hate doing it this way, but it's going to have to be. So 57 was what I gave myself till I realized I needed a little bit more. So we'll see, minus the 86, 81. And why do I go negative? It's just to remind myself, was it frivolous or was it necessity? It was a necessity. And we're negative 29.81, which is okay. I could probably take it out of grocery household or a little bit of the gas, and you know, these combined together should be able to support it, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, the next thing I have is gasoline, and when I say gas, I usually average $60 in gas. My husband only gets it maybe once a month because he doesn't drive his Jeep that often anymore, and so this is no change. So we should be okay there, and I might be able to use part of that to cover that, like $18 of it or something. Copay, I increased it at $53.87 from the $28.87 to cover that $25. I lowered this by $25 in order to compensate for the copay, minus the $44. So I still have $9.87. I still have one more prescription to get, and I won't be doing that until later today, or tomorrow. So we'll see what happens there. Actually, I have 2 more prescriptions to get. Hopefully it's enough to cover them all, but if not, we'll just make it work. We'll just keep an eye on the budget and make it work. So what we have to do now is, what do we do now? Oh, that's the weekly check-in. So these are the numbers that I have. If I total these numbers up, 535.68 plus the 199.78 minus the 29.81 plus the 78.68 and $9.87. Essentially, this is the cash I'm working with for the rest of the month, which is $794.20. Now I want to check my ledger that I've been using with my husband. I have a freebie down in the description box. I have 4 freebies down there. A budget freebie, which is a budget bundle. You get 11 or 12 pages to create your own budget. That's very similar to what I do here. I also have a coupon savings tracker where you write down how much you saved in your coupons during your shopping, and then you take that exact amount of your money and then put that aside, and that can build up over an entire year or 6 months or however long you want to kind of save up that change. If you got a 50-cent coupon on something at the grocery store or $1.25 or whatever it is, those little amounts add up. If you need encouragement doing that, use your coupons, track them, and then transfer that amount each week, each month, however often you want to do it, and save it up for however long you want to do it. And that's just a little tracker sheet you can use that for. I thought it was a fun idea. The other 2 are some tracking pages that I created that I got from Tasha with Mind Your Money. I was so inspired with what she had bought to track with that I created my own version of it. It looks like this. The one I have in the description box looks a little different, but this is mine. I'll show you the ones that look a little different that's in the description box below, but I actually customized mine, and as you can see here, $794.20 matches what I'm actually tracking here in my weekly check-in, so we are on track. I did this because I needed a way for my husband and I to track together. He does not track our spending with me, and he doesn't really know how much money we have in the spending and things like that. He barely knows how much money he makes. Seriously, he's just like, I work, you take care of the money. I'm like, okay. But we're trying to get closer together on this and understand this better so we can be each other's accountability partner. So that's why we do that. And I am tracking along with them to have practice in what he's doing to make sure that we're all on the same page, which I don't mind. I track in 10 different places and I enjoy all of them, so you don't have to do it that way. But if you want something like this, my versions of this that are in the description box, here's a portrait version, and then date, description, categories, and amount. This has 6 categories, and a landscape one. This one has 5 categories, just the way it worked out, this landscape size. But I just loved how it turned out, and it's like a check register back in the day or some kind of transaction log. This is how it works, and I like it. I do like it a lot. So if you're interested, it is available. It's a Google Drive, and there's no like restrictions or anything to it. It's free for anybody. Enough about that. So I do know that's how much we have left for week 4 and week 5. So let's go ahead and kind of put these numbers in here. Over here, if I divide this by 2 weeks, for all of these categories, I have $397.10. So $397.10 for all these categories. Per week is not a lot. Normally I have $300 just for grocery household, but we're getting closer to the end of the month, and hopefully I can make it all work. I think week 5 itself is 4 days. So being that it's not a 7-day week, it's just a 4-day week, because I always end at the very last day of the month and start fresh on the first of the next month. That should help a little bit. So let's divide it by the number of days. 794.20. So divided by the number of days. So we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days. So 11 days. It's $72 a day, which is not too bad. Not too bad. So instead of, so that's times 4 days there. So it's $288 for the last 4 days minus the $794.20. That means I have $500 for 1 week, and then I have $288 for the next week. So I think that's going to be enough. I don't need $500 for the week. I don't think. We'll have to wait and see how that turns out. But yeah, I think that's going to be okay. We're going to have enough for the entire rest of the month with these numbers. So I'm just going to go ahead and move these numbers over here. I'm not going to do any adjustments like I did here and move money around to make anything positive. I'm just going to see how it washes out at the end of the month, and I'll keep that negative in. So 535.68, 199.78, and with me not feeling well, I don't think I'm going to go out this weekend. It's not a good idea. I don't think I'll feel well enough this weekend, which is fine. We can go a weekend. We can go several weekends without going out. It's just not what we normally do. So $29.81, and then $78.68, and then $9.87, and then 0 for unbudgeted. So we'll see how much we spend in this next week. Hopefully it stays well within budget. Now we're going to have to figure out how much do I owe the credit card. So that's with these 2 bills that we added on to everything that we paid for spending. You know what? I never did check this off. I know the water bill was paid. All right. So we have $339.32 plus the $115.97 plus the $86.81 plus 44 plus 288.40. Okay, so I am looking at $874.50. And what I don't have on here is this one item. I'm going to add this to show you that when I track my credit card, I have another ledger I actually track. I don't really go through it with you guys, but I'll show it every once in a while, so I'm going to do that today. This is what I'm paying back the credit card today. This is all the spending and all the bills. Again, I have this trip we're going on, and I put some tickets for an aquarium here. For $270.33, or about $40 a ticket plus tax and fees, and they are for 6 adults. So $1,144.83. I need to know and make sure that number is correct. And since I track my credit card and every purchase that goes on my credit card and every payment, to bring it back to zero every week, I still need to pay attention to things like this. So I'll show you if I actually succeeded in that this time. So let's flip here. And I'm on this page of my spending tracker. And I highlight everything the same as I would if it was the stickers. The only difference is this gray, which is where we are got our tickets from. And as you can see down here, the last thing was that apple.com storage hit the credit card, and the number matches $1,144.83. If I did not have this charge on here, I would bring this back to zero. But since I do have the charge, I'm planning to leave it on there until sometime in October when I'm ready to pay everything off from our trip that I have in savings, just to make one payment. Or I might do it in like chunks or whatever. I haven't decided yet, basically. But as long as I can track it and it doesn't get confusing, I will keep doing this. And so I know that is accurate and true. And so the payment I'm going to make on this particular tracker, and you don't have to do this in addition to everything. If I'm doing too many trackers, it's because I want to. You pick and choose what you need and what makes sense for you on how many trackers you want to use. But I like to know as much information as possible in order to make the best decision in my future, and each tracker tells me something different. This spending tracker for the credit card keeps me from going into debt for the credit card, as well as not paying any interest on the credit card. That is the goal of this tracker. So we are going to put a payment, and I always put a plus sign here because I don't put negatives up here when I'm doing the math. So I'm going to add a payment of $874.50, and that's going to be a payment. And so I'm going to take that out of that number, $874.50. All right, that brings my number back down to $270.33, which matches this number up here that I'm leaving on the credit card. I'm going to take that out of $24,000 because that is the max of my credit limit on my credit card. And so that's $729.67. Words are not wording today. Oh, goodness. And then the highlighter I use for that one is this Sharpie retractable highlighter. That's green. My husband had it at one of his jobs. He brought it home because he never used it and gave it to me. So there you go. I've had it for like 3 years now, I think. And that bright green tells me I've made a payment here. So this dark blue or periwinkle or whatever the color is called for mild liners, that means it's a bill. The gray means either sinking funds or it's staying on the credit card. That kind of transaction. So fun way of doing it. So if you don't like doing the calendar thing, which the calendar's purpose for me is to show me trends on no spend days and what days are heavy spend days, or what does the month look like in spending. That's what this purpose is. For a lot of people are used to seeing this, especially a lot of YouTubers and other budgeters are used to this. So I like to share this, something familiar for other people. But if you don't like this, when I started my channel, this is how I did it. So you can do either. I think the Budget Mom, she does a highlighter method very similar to this. It may not be spending on a credit card, the kind of thing, because she's a cash budgeter and she does cash envelopes, but it's the same principle for me. I just do it on paper. I don't actually use tangible cash because I just don't like using tangible cash. And then this is very familiar to a lot of people. A lot of this I learned from Sara Marie with Sara Marie stickers. You can check her channel out. And that's where I kind of got my sticker designs from. And I learned to cut for myself because this year I'm not buying new stickers. In fact, none of these are new. These I actually got from old sticker books I already had from previous years, so that's kind of cool. I had nothing in here, so I just kind of threw some stickers down last night and thought, oh, that looks cute. Even though it's still blazing hot, 80, 90 degrees in September already still. The first day of fall is here on the 22nd, so I think I have permission to do those colors. Anyway, that is my weekly check-in and paying back the credit card and all the good things. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I don't talk about that a lot, but if you would love to support my channel and kind of help get me there, share, like, subscribe, that would be amazing. And I hope you have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.